everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie, Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
So it is time for us to do our September TBR. So this is our September TBR video. It already feels like November outside, so I guess we're ready for this. We got barely any summer. So,
I know.
Yay!
I'm currently watching it rain out my window.
Same. I don't think it's raining here. I think it's just gloomy. It's just gross though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh. Okay, so before we get started with our TBR video though, what do you want to tell them?
Well, hit that subscribe button because we give away free books. We have lots of fun things coming your way. So make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know about you, but I love doing our TBR video. There's just something about setting those goals that I never meet, but talking about the new releases and
Yes.
the books that I want to read. I really love this video every time we do it. I just have to say that.
Yeah.
So how did you do last month?
Well, it's like I didn't even do my TBR. I did 6. Basically, I hit new releases.
Yeah. So I did 7, but I picked up 2 from the month prior. So I've done 9. Which I think this is the only time. You are always so much better at TBR. But again, it really is more like new releases.
I don't think I picked up anything from before.
And arcs. Arcs help. So we just say. So let's start by giving them the new releases. We have 15 each here of books for September. So
yeah. I am lighter on new releases this time.
Same.
But I feel very confident this is gonna be my month where I get all 15.
Okay. I'm not going to make that statement because I know that will not happen at all. So
I'm going for it.
Okay. All right. So
when I'm not participating in October's TBR, everyone will know. But it's just you in the video.
Yeah, it's all good. You're gonna be fine. Okay, so let's get started. My first book that I have on the list is an audio release, and that is for Seminole, which is the second book. This is by C.M. Stunich. This is the second book in her Monster for the Love of Monster series or trilogy, and this audio release actually comes out on September 3rd. I've read the first book. I listened to the audio just a few days ago, and I'm ready for the next one. This takes us to a different world than what we were. It's alien, guys. It's alien. It takes us to a different world with a different person. It's a why choose. I'm ready. I'm ready. So, as in different person, I mean different hero. This is the same heroine throughout the 3 books. So,
okay. My first one is it's actually an end of August release. And it's a surprise one that comes out to kind of wrap up the summer series. So it's by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I don't know the name of it. Just when you finish the book, there's a little link to fill out to get the link for the novella that's going to come out. That sounds like it's just going to wrap up the series. So I have no information, but if you like the summer series, make sure you pay attention to grab that novella when it comes out. I can't wait.
Okay. All right. So my next book is another audio release. The book itself has been out for a while. Mandy's already read it. I've been waiting for the audio. And that is Silent Lies by Neva Altai. So this book, the audio is coming out on the 17th of September. There is a glare there. These authors make your books matte, not shiny, not glossy. But this one has the hero who is partially deaf. And I love all of Neva Altai's. Yeah, this is book number 8. So I love all of Neva Altai's books. That I mean, can't put them down typically. So that's coming out. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Okay, so my next one comes out September 1st. It's called The Starling Inn by Claire Therese. Not sure. Teresa, maybe that's how it is. Anyway. So this is about Millie. Millie inherits a century-old inn from her uncle, so she leaves college to go home to fix up the inn to get it ready to sell. And this is when she runs into her childhood crush, Ethan. And together they start to unravel some like history and hidden community type secrets and things. So,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So my next book is a new release by Natasha Knight. This is coming out on September 16th. This will be a duet. So the first book comes out on the 16th, and I think the second book just comes out a few weeks later. But this is By Sin to Atone. This is a part of, so she and A. Zavarelli write in this secret society, their IVI secret society. This takes place in that secret society. And this is, for what she says, it's a secret society, forced proximity. It's kidnap. Yes. There's some kidnapping involved, and obviously it's dark. And so I'm here for it. I really like Natasha Knight and A. Zavarelli's IVI world. It's a lot of fun. So,
okay.
Okay.
My next one is an audio release. It's called Wedding the Wide Receiver by Lisa Suzanne. It comes out on September 17th. This audiobook had me with Torthom.
Mm-hmm.
And also Kelsey Navarro Foster. I don't know if I've listened to anything by her, but I was hooked with Torthom. And then if I wasn't hooked at that point, the opening blurb line got me. I'm not really sure how I ended up married to my sister's pro football player ex-fiance, but my vicious hangover might have something to do with it.
All right.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Okay. The next one is a new release. Again, it's an audio release, and that is the third book in the Plated Prisoner series, which is Gleam. So these audios were actually already out, but they've remade them with different narrators, and it's a whole thing. So this third one is coming out on the 24th of September. I did notice that all of them are getting audio, and it looks like one a month through the end of the year. So Gleam will be out, and I read the first two, so I want to read this one.
All right. So my next one is one that many of us are probably very excited about, and that is Corinne Michaels' new series, All Too Well. And this is the Ember Falls series. So the title is All Too Well, and this comes out on September 18th. We have Lachlan, and this is so Lachlan is her brother's best friend, and he kissed her 4 years ago and kind of like disappeared. And now she's been assigned to write an article on college athletes, and he ends up being her first interview. We have a firefighter in this. We have small town. Yeah.
Okay.
Very excited for this one.
All right. So the next one I am excited. And I know this book has gotten, the first book in this series has gotten a lot of hype recently, even though I read it well over a year ago. All of a sudden TikTok has finally found it and it's blowing up. But this book, its second one to come out, is Little Liar by Lee Rivers. This is the second half of Olivia and Malachi's story. So this is going to pick up where it left off. And this will actually be out on September 29th. So what was the first book called?
Little Stranger.
Little Stranger. That's why I kept thinking, my brain was saying that, and then part of me was questioning that. So this is a continuation of that. So you have to read Little Stranger first, which audio came out a while back for Little Stranger as well. So you could listen to it. I can't remember who did the audio, but I know it was somebody good. But I read it. It was so good. So dark, crazy, yummy. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm so
this
excited.
Is my next one is my last new release for September, and this is Undeniably Infatuated by Jay Shaman. This comes out September 23rd. This is brother's ex-girlfriend, and they have a vacation fling. He's a doctor, she's a Hollywood princess, and something in her dark past comes up and she needs his help.
Okay. All right. So this last one is actually, by the time you guys watch this video, it will already be out. But we filmed this a few days before the end of the year because of our schedule, or end of the month because of our schedule, not the end of the year, end of the month. But that is...
We're time traveling.
We're time traveling. Filthy Mogul by M. Robinson. If you've read Road to Nowhere and Ends Here, or any of that Jameson Brothers series, this is the son to Mia and Creed, and this is his story. So she's writing dark again, which awesome. But this is dark. It's boss employee. dad is an MC, like an MC president. So we'll see how that goes. Age gap. It's a 15-year age gap. There's some mafia involved. I have this on pre-order. I cannot wait to get it this week.
Okay, my next one, and I don't know, Jessica, if you put this on yours or not, but it is the one for our live, for our buddy read. So this is our buddy read a book for September. It'll be over on Bookmark by Jen's channel on September 29th. We've posted about it. We'll post about it a couple more times. It is a longer read though, so if you're going to join us, get started on it in time. So this is Greenlight by Jessie Hall. I think it's almost 600 pages. It's like 565, something like that. So I don't know much about this book. Jen had it and I read the blurb and it looked good. And so we all agreed. So this is what we went with. It's a dark college romance. There's a stepbrother. Yeah.
Yeah, this is, we're going to meet Jessie Hall in October at Love in Vegas. And I have this book on pre-order from her. And then Mandy's like, okay, this is what we chose. Because I was camping and I was like, cool, works for me. Let's do it. Then she told me how long it was. And I was like, oh, okay, we're going to do it. So
this is our buddy read for the month. We're very excited to have those back.
Yeah. Yeah. I missed those. I missed our girls over the summer. Almost over the weekend. I can't talk today, apparently.
I know. I'm worried about you.
Okay, so my next book on my list is Petras Bikers by Misty Walker. I think this is the last book in her Royal Bastards MC series, and then she has her other MC series that I haven't got to yet. But the audio just came out for this. And this is it's an MMF because the boys have a relationship first, and then Petra was brought in. But Petra was rescued in the first book, Birdie's Bikers. And we've seen her, was in I think it was a sex trafficking situation. So she has a lot of trauma. And we've kind of seen bits and pieces of her throughout the other books. And now it is time for her to get her story. So I will be listening to that.
All right. My next book was an August release, and I don't know how I missed it. It's Emma Scott's new book, Falling Like the Stars. I love Emma Scott, so I don't know what happened and how I did not have this on my radar during the month of August. But it is there now, and I will be reading it. So this is about Rowan, and she ends up meeting this movie star, Zach. And with that comes like, it sounds like she is not in this industry and he is. And so I'm thinking it's going to explore some of the difficulties of dating somebody who's extremely famous, and you have like paparazzi and that sort of thing, just based on the blurb that I read. But that they both sound like they have some past traumas and things. So kind of dealing with all that. So I really don't know much about the book, but it's Emma Scott. So I will be reading it.
Yeah. Okay. So the next book that I have is Day Shift by Evie James. This is a new to me author, but this book got me. So I guess this is the second in either a duet or a series, but they can be read as standalones. Even though she recommends you read the first one, I'm not going to. I'm diving into this one. So this one, because it's medical, he's a doctor. She is some kind of a mafia princess and is being forced into a marriage, but then some kind of an accident happens and she gets amnesia and ends up in his hospital. Although I am told they did say that there's a love triangle in here. So I'm taking one for the team and I'm going to pick this one up. But I'm actually kind of excited for this one. So we like amnesia. We like a good amnesia trope.
I do.
Yeah.
All right, so my next two books that I have on my TBR were sent to me, and you have some too, I believe, that were sent to you by one of our subscribers. And so we just want to do a big shout out and thank her so much for that. And she sent us some cool swag with it. So I'm just going to show one of my favorites.
That is my favorite.
This is a bumper sticker. I love this.
For those who can't see, I mean, I think they could probably see it because it's bigger than our stickers are now. But, yeah, I'm even going to put it on my red car and have it clash. I don't care. I love that so much. It's magnetic, so it's great.
Yeah, I think that I will be like taking it on and off because I don't want somebody stealing it from me.
I know.
But yes, and then there was some other fun swag, but I just wanted to show that. So
it was like Christmas. It was fun.
Yes, it was so much fun opening everything.
We actually opened it together, so it was awesome. So
thank you so much. We loved it. You really made our day.
Yeah.
more than our day.
More than our day.
So the first book that she sent me was Undeniable by Daisy Jane, and she even got it signed by Daisy. I love Daisy Jane, and I actually don't have a Daisy Jane signed book until I got this, so very excited to get this one. This is gonna be taboo. It's a mom's ex-boyfriend. It's age gap. He's apparently in an MC or he's a biker. I'm not 100% sure exactly what is happening there. And apparently, Daisy Jane likes to write her kinks, so we have the breeding kink in here. I also got some fun Daisy Jane swag too.
Yeah. Okay. So I have the next book on my list is Talon, and this is by Shay Savage. I've loved everything I've ever read by Shay Savage. She wrote Transcendence
today.
Well, I know, me too. Oh. She wrote Transcendence, which is a very popular, amazing book. She wrote Surviving Rain, another amazing book. So I picked Talon. This is actually one of her lower rated ones, but I think because it's more of a dystopian fantasy type romance, and that's pretty much all I know about it. But I'm gonna read this one. I like me some dystopian. So, yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
So my next book is also one that was sent to us. So thank you again. Mm-hmm. And this is Unfurl by, I don't know, Elodie Hart.
Elodie. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to say that.
Mm-hmm.
That should not be shocking. So she sent this with a very lovely letter saying that this is one of her favorite books, but she didn't want us to feel obligated to read it. But I'm going to go ahead and read it. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to read it and try something different that we love to do this sort of stuff. So I'm just going to read the back because I don't really know, because it's not a book that I picked. I don't really know what it's about. So I just thought I'd read the blurb. And this is, Belle, when you've told your whole life that something is sinful, you have two options. Avoid it like the plague, like it has the power to destroy all that is good and pure, or become as fixated upon it as Eve was upon the apple. I'm sick of the push-pull of terror and temptation. It's tearing me apart. I just want a bite of the apple. More than a bite, I want to devour it, have its juices spill from my lips, and by apple, I of course mean sex. So, I don't know that really gave me much more of a clearer picture about what this book is going to be about, but I will be diving into it this month, and I will be reporting back at some point in our 1 minute book recs.
Okay. All right. So the next book I have was a new release that released at towards the mid to end of August by Elle Thorp, and that is Wife Number 1. So this will be a trilogy. It will be Why Choose, but this is the first book, and I think each book releases, there'll be one that comes out in September and then the next one in October, if I remember correctly, but I know one for sure is coming out in September for book number 2. But this is number 1 in her Saint View, Slayers versus Sinners. This is about our heroine who is forced to marry this notorious cult leader, and it's she is his wife number 1, and apparently there's some jealousy by the other members of the cult because of that, but she has to wear a veil to first of all hide the bruises, and then also she has to wear the veil until she births him a son. And so once that happens, apparently she takes off and she goes back home and she goes to this MC to protect her and her child, and that is where the heroes come into play. So I'm really excited to pick this one up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my next one is one that I've had on my TBR, and then it's been brought up on our channel by some viewers that I really need to read it, and so I'm putting it on my September TBR, and that's Saving Rain by Kelsey Kingsley. And this is a dark romantic suspense, and it looks like his name is Soldier, and he wants to make his grandparents proud. And he says he paid his price and did my time. So I'm wondering if he's out of prison, maybe. But sometimes doing time can mean different things. So I don't know. And then he's questioning if he can find love and be the hero.
Okay. So next on my list is an audio that released in August. I've had this book on my Kindle for a while, but mood readers, It happens. So this is Lost with You by Anna Lenore. This is about a girl who is in a plane crash and gets stranded on she's like on her way to New Zealand, so it's warm where she's at, and she gets stranded on a deserted island, and she's not the only survivor of the plane crash. The heartthrob actor that she has been infatuated with is stranded with her as well. So they have to survive.
I'll be waiting to see if that's good.
Yeah. It's a duet. But yeah, we'll see.
Okay. My next book is Dublin Ink by Sienna Blake. This is about a Dublin tattoo artist named Connor. And he is grumpy and he is just not very nice to his new little probational juvie community. Like, sounds like basically like she's been assigned to do community service type stuff at this tattoo shop. So she's on probation, but her past, her life, not great, her home life. And it reminds him a lot of his. And so he becomes obsessed with trying to protect her. So we have like age gap, taboo, right up my alley.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of up our alleys, or at least my alley, the next book I have is Cedarwood Cabin. I've seen this a lot in some of our dark and taboo groups recently. This one is an MFM. It is a dark romantic thriller is what it's being titled as.
I don't know why I keep yawning. I'm sorry. I drank coffee.
I'm not that boring. I just know that our heroine lives in a small wooded town, and then she wakes up in this cabin with these guys. That's all I need to know, honestly. So I'm going to read
it. Okay. With these guys makes me think this is more up your alley.
It's an MFM.
Okay.
So not too bad.
Okay. All right. So my next one is, it was a release that happened in August that the author just surprise dropped basically. And that's Forever Writing You by Whitney G. And this is a novella. And she finds out that her ex is getting married and that his fiance is cheating on him. And so she decides to let him know.
Okay. All right. So the next book I have is Luna Mare by Pepper Winters. This one is actually narrated by Tor Tom, so I will be listening to it because why not? I mean, it's Tor. But this is an age gap. It's angsty, coming of age. It's a forbidden love, tragic past. From what I can tell, it sounds like our heroine rescues a boy. They're both in their teens. When he washes up on shore, it sounds like I don't know if he's like from Cuba or whatever, like he's escaping somewhere. He's a refugee of some kind. And I don't know if it even takes place in the States. I'm not sure. But this one, like she rescues him, and then it's like their story, and it spans the lifetime. So we'll see how it goes. This is the first part of a duet. There's two books. I just pulled the one because this one's actually fairly thick. So yeah.
Okay, so my next book is a book by an author that was new to us when we read the DNF series. So she was the author of Gooey, and you and I both loved that one, and we're like, wait, where's the full length? We want the full version. So I had messaged her and told her that I just really enjoyed her writing and that we would have loved to have read that book like as a full length novel. And so she suggested, so I'm like, where would you recommend I start? And she gave me a couple suggestions. And one of them was Hidden Empire. So this is by K.L. Mann. And this is going to be like a mafia feel, like not mafia feel, it is mafia. So Jade, shortly after her 18th birthday, basically finds out her entire existence has been a lie. And I think I'm not sure if I'm connecting the dots right by reading the blurb, but it sounds like her biological dad is actually like this mob boss, like head of the mafia, and she has these like 9 brothers that she didn't know about. And now she is a mafia princess, and she's going to be going to this mafia like academy where all the crime bosses kids attend, I think, if I'm understanding this right. And this is where she's going to meet Dimitri.
Okay.
So I'm excited to check this one out.
Okay. I just realized that when I was holding this one up, this is Coramare, which is the second book. Lunamare is the first book. I just grabbed the wrong book, obviously off my shelf, but that's okay. Just want to put that out there in case you guys saw that and said, wait, that said Coramare. It's the second book. Okay, so my next book is the one that was sent to us by one of the subscriber that Mandy was talking about earlier. So again, thank you. This is Eternally Cursed by January Rain. The second book that she sent me, I do plan to read. I just didn't put it on my TBR because it was a Nikki Sloan book, and I was like, dude, it's Nikki Sloan. I'll read anything. So she puts out. So there you go. But this is Eternally Cursed by January Rain. This is the third book in her series that's, well, I guess technically it's the fourth because there's 2 novellas in here. But this is the one with the vampires and the werewolves and all those other good things. So this is the brother that we met in the first full length who is sleeping and has been asleep for 100 years. Yeah, in the basement because he got attacked by a werewolf. And so
that's his book?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It's him.
Nice.
And I think the girl that he's with is actually a fairy of some kind. So this one gets a little bit more into that whole paranormal, mystical kind of thing. But this came with some NSFW artwork that I sent to Mandy immediately. So I was like, look what showed up. And then I was like, wait, where am I going to hide this so the kids don't find it? So
when I looked at that, I actually looked at it for a little longer before I was like, oh.
Yes. Yeah. And so she got this directly from January. So it is signed, which is awesome. So thank you.
I would just like to point out proportionally, that is just not possible. Like,
well, if she's a little fairy, she's got magic. So anyhow, so this is the brother's book. I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Okay.
All right.
My next book, I started it and I didn't finish it because some arcs came in that I needed to get read. And I've just found that I need to sometimes stop a book and do the arcs so I don't get behind. So I had put this book off to the side and then things just kind of spiraled and I'm like, oh, I really want to get back to this. So I'm only a little bit into it. So I'm putting it on my TBR. And this is Well Bred by Adriana Anders. And we have Jake, who is an ex-con, and he comes into her restaurant that she's struggling to run. Like she just needs help. Struggling maybe like to find employees is a better way to describe it. And he comes in and she also really wants to have a baby and she is getting older and she's starting to feel like her options are running out. And what do you know? Jake is going to help her out with all of her problems.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited. Also, I just want to point out, if you're looking at the cover right now, I picked this book solely based on that cover. I have no shame. That is why I picked it up and I was enjoying it and then I had to put it down. So it will get finished this month.
Okay.
I mean, look at that cover.
I can't see anything yet, but okay, I'm going to trust you on that one. So
it's the same cover model for Owen.
Oh, we had this discussion. Got it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Got you. So my last book is one that Mandy has read, and it's been on my TBR for a while, and I wanted to read it.
Guess.
What
book it is.
Guess.
No, you gotta give me something to work with.
It's Insta Family.
Oh.
Yeah, by Linda Cage. So I'll just read you the tagline on the back because it basically tells you all you need to know. It says, Lucy Gamble, knocked up by a dying man she gave sympathy sex, now moving on to his big brother. So that's all you got to know. So I love stories that have kids, especially babies in them, if they're done correctly. And Mandy knows that. So she knew I would jump all over this. Also, that book is really good, but there is a trigger warning. So please make sure you check that. There's trigger warnings in 99.999% of the books I read. So
you're fine, but
I'm fine.
Other people may need to.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so this will be my last book, and it is Breakout by Kylie Kent, and this is the first book in the Vancouver Nights series. This is dark hockey, so sign me up.
Mhm.
Liam is been treated to a new team, and he's heard rumors that the Vancouver Knights owner or manager is a mob boss.
Oh.
And his, not Liam's, but the owner or manager's daughter is basically told, like her dad tells her what to do and she has to do it basically. And so she's told to keep an eye out and watch over the new recruits. And somehow these two are going to end up, something's going to happen and
Okay.
she's going to need to be protected and he's going to step up to do that. I'm thinking she probably needs protection from her dad, but I could be wrong.
You
So,
never know.
dark hockey. Here I am.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So guys,
Okay.
there are that's our 30 books, 15 each, that we hope to get to in September. One of us more than the other plans to get to all of them. So never good
I'm
at
doing
this,
it.
so we'll see what we
This
do.
is my month. I can feel it.
All right. You do that, and I will say that I'm going to read at least 6 or 7.
I'm gonna try. It was on my August TBR and I didn't make it. I'm going to read Pam's trilogy,
Yes.
and those are all really long books. So
Yes.
I have, and
Yes.
by Pam I mean Pam Godwin's.
Yeah.
So I feel like this could be my month.
It could be. I know those books. I'm so glad that she's finished it and that she can do a little bit of healing, because she really put her health on the line for those books, but they were so worth it. So if you haven't read them, definitely go read them. But that book, like, being a beta reader is amazing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It takes up a lot of time because you're constantly like, that was a huge part of my month. So in August. So and I am not sad about it. I am not mad about it either. So
Right.
totally worth it. So all right, guys. That's it. So go for it, Mandy.
Okay, so make sure you leave us some comments. Are any of these going to go on your September TBR? What is going on your September TBR? And maybe it's not your September TBR, or maybe it's just your TBR in general if you don't try and do monthly ones. But let us know what your plans are for reading. We'd love to hear from you. And then also make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us, and hit that notification button, and please subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
We really do. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.